There's a growing number of young people at Hobbs Primary who are taking part in the Empire Bus Carrier Youth Expo. The event is an initiative being led by community leaders who have invited various key players in corporate and business to present possible career opportunities for the youth. Our reporter Katleho Sekhotho is there. And Katleho, you've been there throughout the morning. What's the latest from this Career Youth Expo?
A very good afternoon indeed, Clement. Here, you know, it's such a fun event for young people who've been given the opportunity to go on the truck that's been assembled here. There's a stage where they get to perform and to showcase their talents. All this part of this Career Expo at the primary school, you know, where a number of stakeholders are here, businesses, government as well, really to present to them the kinds of opportunities that they might want or, you know, might be interested in looking into, and also just really trying to address the youth unemployment rate in Eldorado Park through such an initiative, which helps them, you know, consider their options as to what they'd like to do. But I have two guests with me here, but I want to start with the first one, Palesa Mopedi. She's a project manager at SA Youth for Harambee. Palesa, thank you so much for giving us your time. Just take us through, Palesa, what you do as an organization, as well as how you're trying to see you can assist the young people of Eldorado Park.
Thank you for having me. Harambee is a not-for-profit social enterprise that is building African solutions for youth unemployment and trying to solve youth unemployment through partnerships. We are part of the anchor partner for SA Youth, which is a data-free mobile platform that gives access to young people for them to have access to opportunities, learning and earning opportunities. We are really part of a bigger network of a single line of national partners with government, private sector, and people who are really trying to come together to say, how do we solve youth unemployment to really bring about change in South Africa? So today we just want to give young people in Eldorado Park an opportunity to access different opportunities that exist on the platform and really understand what are the barriers that exist in Eldorado Park that stop young people to pathway into opportunities. And that is why we are here.
Yeah. So some of the barriers include like not having access to the internet. Are you helping in that kind of way?
So one of the biggest barriers that we've noticed for young people is that they don't have money for data. And it's because they're employed, which makes sense, right? So what we did was create a data-free movie platform. That's SA Youth, and it gives young people access to these opportunities without the use of data. All the charges are incurred by SA Youth. All a young person needs to do is register their profile on SA Youth, and they can access so many different opportunities from employer partners that they can apply for without the need for data.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Palesa. So that Clement is Palesa from SA Youth for Harambee. It's a non-profit organization, but also I have with me Winnie from the National Credit Regulator. Winnie, thank you so much for giving us your time. Why are you here? Obviously, you play a critical role once a person does get a job. What problems have you seen young people face in relation to credit once they do get employment?
Thank you so much, Katleho. Well, as the National Credit Regulator, we regulate the credit industry. We ensure that all the credit player participants, that they comply with the National Credit Act. And also, our main mandate is to ensure that we educate the consumers about their consumer rights. As a consumer, you have the right to apply for credit, but however, you need to be responsible. You don't have to abuse the credit that you have been given. So we are here to educate the youth of Eldorado so that they know their consumer rights. And also, you know, we have a lot of youth that are not working, and also because, you know, some of them, they are being blacklisted and then they are unable to get jobs because of that. So we are here to correct that misconception, to say you can only be discriminated or not get or rejected from employment if the job that you applied for, it has to do with, you know, finances. If you see yourself being an accountant, internal auditor and all that, because as the company, they are saying, how can we trust you with our finances if you can't take care of your finances? Charity begins at home. So you take care of your finances before you can take care of other people. But however, if the job that you're applying for has nothing to do with finances, has nothing to do with money, then then they have no right to discriminate you. And as the NCRO, the credit regulator, we are saying to youth, please take care of your finances. You know, it always starts when you take, with airtime advance, and then you get used to it and you don't have the financial discipline. So you need to be responsible so that you are a credit smart consumer, knowing the difference between a good and bad credit, because there are a lot of youth who find themselves in situations where they took or they applied retail accounts when they were still students, and then after that, now after graduating, they are unable, to get employment at financial institutions. So I'm glad that they are here, because it's very important for youth to know that you need to know that it starts with you. While you are still a student, you need to stop taking credit for the sake of taking a credit. If you don't have a stable income, do not open that account. If you know that you are not working, even though internship and learnership is not stable, and a lot of them, they will quickly take your 24 months contract or retail account or loans that are more than the extension of or the period of the internship. Who's going to pay for the rest of the contract that you took? So it's very important. It starts with you being financial discipline and also being a credit smart consumer, knowing the difference between a good credit and a bad credit, as I've said. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Winnie. There you heard it there, Clement Winnie from the National Credit Regulator, explaining to young people and also having the opportunity to speak to them directly here about how they need to be responsible financially, and to be responsible, once you get that job and you get that internship, really being careful before you run, to retailers to open those accounts that you might not be able to manage afterwards. But also from SA Youth for the Harambee NPO, Palesa, they're explaining how they help to facilitate young people getting jobs, struggling to get data, for example, to be able to submit your CV and to apply for that job, and they being that filling that gap where it might exist.
All right, Katleho Sekhotho, thank you.